Welcome back to another episode of Don't Look Down on Me, a service industry podcast. In today's episode, we're going to be talking about the opposite of good service, bad service. I feel like we do need to shine light on the extreme side of like the bad service industry, right? So just like every other thing in the world, there's always an extreme side to it. And although we are no longer telling people to find a new job if they don't like it, I feel like for some people that does apply because they truly, truly cannot get the concept of customer service. If you are going to be in customer service, you are going to have to be polite. You're going to have to be pleasant. That's part of the job. You have to be able to effectively communicate. You have to be able to provide good hospitality. And there are just people who are in the industry that refuse to understand that that's part of their job. You cannot be rude to your tables and expect them to tip you 20%. That's just not going to happen. And it's absolutely understandable for a table to say, you provided me with unexceptional service. I didn't get anything that I asked for. And on top of it, you were rude. You were rude to me. Why would I leave you 20%? That side of the industry really sucks. And those people that are in the industry really make it more sucky for us. And on top of it, those people are part of society. So you're a Karen in society and you're a Karen at work. I can't. I cannot. That is beyond embarrassing because you see Karens on a day-to-day basis. You see how they act. You see what they do. And then you leave work and you go out to society and you act like a Karen. Stop it. That's so cringy. I completely and totally agree that tipping should be customary. And I think that if somebody provided you with good service, then tip them. But you should not get a tip if you were rude and you didn't provide good service. Now, there's a fine line between my server was slow because they were dealing with a full section. I didn't get the ranch I wanted as immediately as I wanted it. I got it a little bit later, but my server did have a 20 top. You know, your server was not being a bad server. Your server wasn't giving you poor service. Your server was overwhelmed with how many customers they put in their section. And if you can see your server running around, cashing people out, delivering food, taking orders, if you can actively see your server doing their job, then they're not ignoring you and they're not neglecting you. They're just busy. And in our brains, we have to remember every little thing that we need to get, and we have to prioritize it in our brains. So you remember it, you make it into a priorities list, and you bring stuff out according to priority. And I'm so sorry, but your ranch is right underneath these 3 priorities that I need to take care of. So it's not that we forgot, and it's not that it's slow. It's that we're really, really busy because you decided to come in at the busiest time. I feel like if I go into a restaurant and it's 6 o'clock, which is peak dinner time, I know it's going to be busy. I have nothing to complain about because I decided to go in at their busiest time. That's absolutely understandable. Now, if I'm at their slowest hour and they're not really providing me with service and I don't really see my waiter or waitress, I could see them kind of in the back talking and being on their phone, then yes, that is bad service. You just got bad service. I cannot stand that. Going to a restaurant and just watching people stand around. I know it's slow. It's slow for me too, but it's just something that I don't understand. Maybe because I can't stay still and I don't like when it's slow, so I'll find something to do. But going to an establishment and not getting the service that you deserve, and then on top of it, you have to see the employees kind of like slacking off, not really caring, giving you that like minimal service. They can't crack a smile to save their lives. I hate tipping. Because what did you do other than make my trip miserable? What did you do? You know what I mean? So there is definitely a fine line that's walked. And giving people bad service is significantly different than I was in the weeds and I'm really sorry. There's a difference there. So it's up to us to figure out, you know, where we stand. Are we getting bad service? Let me think about this. Or is my server just really busy and I just really want my ranch? I understand you want your ranch. Actually, it's happened multiple times where I've been so busy that I did forget a ranch or two. And each and every time I forget a ranch or a side sauce of whatever, I will wake up at 2 a.m. and go, dang it. So let's try to differentiate before we judge. And if you are a waiter or waitress, or if you're in the service industry and you really hate being pleasant, maybe you should find a new job, because the job does require a certain amount of pleasantness. It does require a certain amount of kindness, and you do have to provide people with hospitality. That's why it's called the hospitality industry. If you find that you hate going to work and smiling, maybe don't be a waitress, honey. If you find that you go to work and you just hate talking to people and helping people, maybe don't be a nurse, because they kind of go hand in hand. So, I don't know. Those are just my thoughts on the subject. Let me know in the comments below of a time that you had really bad service. And did you tip or did you not tip? Leave it all in the comments. Also, don't forget to follow along on social media platforms like TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. DLDOM. Don't Look Down on Me, a service industry podcast. We'll see you guys in the next episode. Bye.